Okay. Tomorrow also I think 2:30. So we'll see. I will if in case any changes, we'll inform you. Okay. Now the time is 3:30. Yeah, this is new notification. Okay. Okay. So what is an operating system? Actually, if without going to know about hardware, so once you learn hardware, then next step is operating system, right? You have a hardware, means you have a computer. You have a hardware, means you have a computer. Okay, so you have a computer. To work with your computer, so something we have to give, right? So we have to give input. How to give input? Some interaction must be there for you. There is some interaction, some intermediate system to communicate with your processor, RAM, and devices, right? You want to play a song. You want to play a song, then you need a software, right? For example, to play a song, for example, this is a VLC player. Okay, VLC player is there. So I use this player, and I use that some video or a song. I play it, but how to use it? Where I am installing this one? On the operating system only. For example, I need an IDE, so some IDE like a Java related or Python related, some IDE required. I installed Atom. I want to do that programming, so I install Atom. Where I install? On operating system only. So original whole work, entire processing thing is done by your processor only, right? Processor, RAM kind of stuff only. But you cannot interact directly with your processor. You cannot insert data directly to the processor, right? So what we are doing, we are interacting with your computer hardware through operating system, through applications on the operating system. I am doing browsing, internet browsing, right? So this is a browser, right? Okay. So what is this operating system? I want to show a picture. That's it. This is a system block diagram, and this is the computer, right? Normal way computer. Even though you take in a laptop kind of stuff, it is also same dabba only. So inside there is a motherboard, processor, RAM, and other hard disk kind of stuff. But how to interact with them? We need a operating system. An operating system is nothing but a software or a program. So operating system is software which acts as an interface between end user and computer hardware. Okay, so every computer must have at least one operating system to run other programs. Okay, I want to run Google Chrome. I want to run VLC player. I want to run a word processor. I want to play games on it. Okay, so what we need an operating system. We install applications, run programs on the operating system only. The OS help you to communicate with the computer without knowing how to speak computer language. What is a computer language? Computer language is binary language. But you want to type something operating system. You want to type operating system. But computer don't understand the high level language, right? What are the language we are using? That is high level language. HTML, high level language. C language, Java language, Python language, English language, Telugu language, Bengali language, Maratha language. These are all high level language. So computer don't understand these high level languages, okay, directly. So what is the requirement? It is humans cannot speak computer language. Computer don't understand human language. So we need something to help to convert our kind of language to the computer understanding. It is not possible for a user to use any computer or a mobile device without having a operating system. Without operating system, you cannot interact with your hardware. That is also not 100% correct, not 100% correct, but that is naturally correct. Like naturally correct. Why? Because of I don't know how to program my system. Program means I don't know how to write all these programming things to directly feeding into processor. I don't know that one. I'm not a computer guy. Simply I know how to use the browser. I open a browser on my computer and I start using internet, or maybe I play games directly. Without learning that kind of stuff, we can able to work with our computer because of operating system. When I was in a diploma and engineering, both the time in diploma, we start learning how to feed a program, how to give instruction to 8085 processor. Now we have a Intel processor are there, na? Intel i3, i5, i7 processors are there. If you go back to the histories, previous, okay, in a Intel, there is a 4004 processor. That's the first processor from Intel. 4004 processor. It's a 4-bit processor. Then 8008, 8080, 8081, 8082, 8083, 8084, and 8085. So in our diploma, there is a very big book to study how to put a program, how to program 8085. My diploma is biomedical engineering, but we have to learn that one also, and mainly part of digital electronics. Okay, so 8085 programming. The processor, how to give processor, assembly language is there. So there is a keyword. You have to type instructions on it. Not our traditional keyboard. There is some Namla keyboard is kind of stuff only there. Okay, so you have to convert our data into hexa code. You have to write a assembly language. Okay, and it is won't work because there is no interface in it. First of all, you have to write the program in assembly language, and there is a sheet, ASCII sheet is there. You have to rewrite that program into hexadecimal format. Then we have to feed the data in the hexadecimal. Hexadecimal is a ASCII format. It is hexa will be converted into binary, and the binary instruction go to processor. Processor do the work, and again it is output is given to that the converter, and the reverse conversion is happen. It displays on the there is a LCD panel is there. 16 into 2 LCD panel is there. Okay, that much for everyone has to do that one. Means how many people don't use computers now? Okay, think like this. Okay, this is a kind of board, and on board there is a 8085 processor. It is a 40 pin processor, and here it is a keyboard. So the data is only we can insert in the hexadecimal format, and this is the display. Of course, there is a chip which can convert what are the buttons I'm pressing in hexadecimal thing. It convert into understanding in the hexadecimal feeding is there. It converts into binary, give it to your processor. Then processor again done it and give the kind of stuff. The reconversion is happened. Like this is the converter. Okay, so this is IO controller. IO controller give the information to converter. Okay, and a binary information is go to processor, and it is go to your converter. Then it is go to your IO controller. IO controller give information to this LCD. So we can see A plus B. So you have to I want to do A plus B. Two numbers I want to add it. So first of all, you have to put a move A comma 10. So A values become 10. Add 5 means it will add a phi to A. Meaning is that one phi to A, and the result key will be there. Show the result equal to result will be there now. Draw the result part. So this is a line. Not only 3 lines, guys. There is a few lines are there. So when I type, I have to convert into hexa format. So there is a SQL number will be there. So you have to put it. So if in case I have to program to get some work from the processor, if I still it is there like this, no one use the computers. Okay. So what is the most thing is the instead of you are writing a program in the hex code, okay, or a binary code, so simply you can use an operating system nowadays. So in engineering 8086, same story. 8086 program is different from little different from 8085. Okay. But what it is, it's a programming the processor. Directly you're giving information to the processor to you're getting display. Even that is also some interaction are there. Point is, guys, still we are using like now IoT came into market, right? That is still programming, but lot of advantages are there nowadays. Lot of information, lot of code conversions. Like for example, Arduino Uno board you are using. You want to program Arduino Uno board. So then very simple. There is Arduino Uno Studio, download Studio. Pre-existing programs are there. Take it. If you require any modification, do the modification and execute. Automatically, code will be inserted into your board. Code will be go to your board. So that is simple IoT, right? It's Raspberry. Raspberry contains a program inside, so then you can program it and you can use it for your purpose, right? Raspberry, a direct operating system is there. Raspberry Nobis operating system is there. Okay. So what is the use of this operating system? It will reduce the burden on a regular people. So it is directly we can able to work with your computer without learning the computer language and the programming languages. Any operating system basically two parts. One is kernel, another one is a shell. So generally, if you are a CSC background or you are learning any Linux or Unix, this diagram they will show. This diagram they will show like a kernel and shell. For example, you are learning Windows operating system, whether it is Windows Server or a Windows desktop operating system, then they don't go with the kernel and shell. But any operating system is basically two parts, kernel and shell. What is this kernel or kernel? Some people spell differently, guys. Kernel or kernel. Okay, KER, kernel only. Kernel or kernel. So kernel is also a program. Shell is also a program. Kernel interacts with your hardware. For example, you have a CPU, you have a RAM, you have a hard disk, you have a controllers, right? So how to interact with those things? How to interact with your hardware? How to interact with your hard disk? How to store the data in the hard disk? How to give certain instruction to the CPU or a RAM? Okay, we can how to you are playing a video means there is a display related information, right? You are playing a song. It means there is a audio. Audio is from audio chip. That is a hardware device. How to interact with this audio chip. So kernel will manage this, interact with your hardware. The shell means it's interact with user. I don't know how to interact with the hardware, so then I'm using operating system. So what I'm interacting with? What I'm interacting with the shell only. The shell can be a command line. Like if you are using a Linux kind of stuff, you are getting command line, right? The shell is very simple. They can understand shell is by like a command lines. Or if I'm using a GUI based operating system, like a graphical based operating system, like a Windows operating system, then Windows. See, there is a small joke will be there. A joke is there that is called, you know, Bill Gates. Name is Bill Gates. Who is Bill Gates? Is the founder of Microsoft operating system is Windows. Microsoft, lot of products are there. Out of all products, okay, out of all products, we are using Windows 10, right? Means Windows operating system. Window means kitty, right? It's like a window. Bill Gates, it's a gate. So why Bill Gates create an operating system and put a name called Windows? Why can't put a Gates? Okay, so that is a point. Okay, so that is a joke, right? So window means this is the window. For example, I'm opening this one. See, this is called a window. I'm looking at a window, multiple windows, multiple windows. This is the window. This is the window. This is the window. So if you open all these windows together, okay, these are all windows only. So see, multiple windows are there. That's why it is called a, not a window. It is windows. Window. For example, if you are using a Linux operating system, geo-based Linux operating system, and you open a terminal, and you are open a Firefox browser, or maybe you open a gedit, that is also called window. What we open in window. But when Windows operating system came into market, that time all other operating systems are CLI based, purely command line interface based, no Windows in it. That's why the Microsoft claim that their operating system is Windows, because we are there, we can GUI type, means we can interact directly without open any terminal, so we can see the what we are doing it. Multiple windows you can able to open it. Okay, so whatever it is, guys, whether it is a window based operating system or a CLI based, means command line interface operating system, like text based operating system, it is the interface to the users. Okay, interface to the users, that is called a shell. Different type of shells are there, including Linux. If you are using a Linux, bash shell, means born again shell, born shell, T shell, K shell, like a different type of shells are there. Okay, so that is shell. So what is this shell will do it? Shell actually interact with the user. So you are able to interact with your computer through the shell only. You run a programs on the shell only. The shell will understand the running program, running application, running data kind of stuff. Shell can able to understand. Shell will show you what is going on with your computer, right? Next, what is this kernel? The kernel manages this hardware related, like a disk related management, process management, network management, memory management. So it will kernel part will manage that one. Up to here, okay, guys. What is an operating system? What is kernel? What is shell? Nothing, no sound.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Good. In an operating system, we can say two types. One is simple operating system. Another one is a network operating system. One is a simple operating system. Another one is a network operating system. Simple operating system means it's like a desktop operating system. I'm using desktop, right? I'm running an application. I'm playing games, right? Usually, example, Microsoft DOS, Windows XP, Windows 7, Windows Server up. No, not Windows Server. Your Mac OS, Ubuntu desktop. In Linux also, there's a very few desktop operating system, but it is not always Linux based desktop operating system. Not always works like a desktop one. It is also sometimes work like a server operating system. So, but just for an example, we can say desktop based operating system or a simple operating system for running an applications, playing games, web browsing. This is simple operating system. Network operating system. Network operating system basically server operating system. Windows server operating system, Linux server operating system. Linux basically server operating system. Unix basically server operating system. So any server operating system comes under network operating system. Meaning is we are getting a service from the server. I open this YouTube where this data stores in the YouTube servers, where this data stores in Google servers. I open a web browser, cities, and I accessing the website. Meaning is where this website is located, from where I'm getting this website data from web server, from a web server. The web server can be a Windows server or Linux server. Okay, web server. I'm getting an IP address from DHCP server. I open a website with a name, but actually I interact with the IP address. So who will give this IP address when I put a name, but I don't have an IP address, but I'm getting an IP address from DNS server. So say for example, ping www.w3schools.com. Use google.com also. You can see it is. So when I put a name, but I'm trying to communicate with the IP address. Who is giving this IP address? DNS server. Remember guys, who is giving this IP address? DNS server. You put a name, but you got a IP address. Who is giving that IP address? DNS server. You have an IP address, right? IP config. I have an IP address. Who is giving this IP address? My DHCP server. DHCP server. Okay. I'm getting authenticated. So when I am trying to log into my Gmail account, or maybe YouTube account, or maybe my remote server, maybe my portal. So who will authenticate? Authentication server. Authentication server. I want to upload a data and download a data. FTP server. File transfer protocol server. Okay. File server. I want to connect my remote machines. I want to connect my corporate office from my laptop, through my laptop using internet. I want to access my database server in the my corporate office. How to access? Through VPN server. Okay, you want to access your infrastructure through internet. What is the server is helping you? VPN server. VPN server. Anything, just you have to go back a little bit. No back. Deployment servers. Okay, operating system deployment servers. Like a lot of servers are there. Database server. I said database server. Mail server. I'm getting a mails, right? I can able to send a mail and receive a mail. It is a mail servers. But all these server kind of stuff, either by installing an application or by enabling certain feature in the server operating system. So server OSS comes under network operating system. Why? Because it provides services through network. It's a very simple point, but I explained a little bit extra, but that is also understandable. Simple operating system, network operating system. Depends upon the task and the number of users at a time using. So our operating systems also divided into three parts. Okay, whether it is SOS or NOS. Okay, this operating systems again single user, single task operating system. Example, DOS operating system. Example, DOS operating system. Only one user can able to access at a time. Only it will do one task only at a time. That is called a single user, single task. Next one is single user multitask. The best example is Windows operating system. Either it is Windows desktop or Windows servers. Single user multitask. For example, this is my laptop with Windows 10. How many users are logged into this PC? Me only. Only single account only I log in. Okay. If I have a two accounts in my same laptop, I have to sign out and sign in with the other account. Okay. If I have a two accounts are there in the same laptop, two users are there. One user is log out, another user can able to log in, not simultaneously. Okay. Even this PC is anyone want to access using a remote desktop protocol. Using remote desktop protocol, if anyone is want to access, that is also single user method only. If I log out from this PC, then only I can log in from other PC. So single user meaning is only one user, either that physically or remotely, only one user can able to access at a time. Multitasking, yes, I'm doing multitasking, right? So I'm open a web browser, multiple tabs. There is a Google, Microsoft Teams, and WhatsApp applications, Microsoft Edge, Paintbrush, all these things. I open, right? So this is Paintbrush. Okay, this is the CMD. This is my WhatsApp, right? So these are all multitasking I'm doing. Multi-user, multitask. What is multi-user multitask means? Of course, doing a multitask is we understand, but what is this multi-user? You know, if you are using a Linux or Unix, a user is login. Same time, direct physical machine itself, other user also can able to log in. Okay, like that. So multiple users can log in to a same physical machine, same machine, either directly or through network. Okay, or through network, multiple users can able to log in. Usually if you want to verify that one, you can see any of my user management related Linux PCs. Like yeah, I have a remote Linux PC. Okay, there is a 5 admins. All 5 admins are log into same single Linux machine through network or directly also possible. So multi-user, multitask example is Linux and Unix operating system. Guys, only 1 second, I will be back. Okay. Next one is real-time operating system. Anything that is automated, what I have written. Yeah, no problem. No problem. Real-time operating system meaning is. Are you able to hear, guys? Unmuted. Real-time operating
Yes,
system
sir.
means. Good. You build a hardware. You have a hardware. Okay, like maybe a Raspberry Pi, or maybe it is a Arduino board, or some processor you purchase. You build your own hardware. Then you write an operating system for yourself, or maybe for only work for that particular hardware. The operating system you develop that is only work for that particular hardware only, or a particular task purpose only. You write a program or you design an operating system for a particular hardware and particular purpose. For example, NASA is there. NASA use any Windows operating system or Linux operating system, Unix operating system. They don't use it. Their rackets, their entire thing is that they separately write that operating system. which won't work in our regular hardware. Windows, Linux, Unix operating systems are basically for or any person, mean a public, any person can able to use for their laptops and desktops. But real-time operating system only they do it for a specific hardware or a specific operating system. For example, we have a ISRO. ISRO has its own operating system for their servers, terminals, and for rocket manufacturing. Okay, like that. So they will do it. You have a missiles, atomic centers, like different departments, different type of task we will do it. Only whatever it is, our operating system for example, Windows operating system for running an application, playing games, okay, watching videos for all purposes. But if you go to like a AC is there, air cooler. What is the use of air cooler? Can you play games in air cooler? Don't play with air cooler. Okay, so it is contains a interface to increase the temperature or decrease the temperature, management, any other functions only, but that part only. You can't implement anything on yourself like a fixed one. And nowadays in automation also we can able to build our own operating systems or use an operating system with more effectively. Okay. Mm. If you are having habituated to see any web series kind of stuff, then I forget. Actually, I forget that series. Sorry. There's one rocket science kind of stuff. It's okay. I will tell you that one later. That's a good joke to understand the Windows 10 update kind of stuff last time. Okay. So real-time operating system is only people who we will develop for a particular hardware or for a particular task purpose only, not for general usage. Okay, mobile operating system. Mobile operating systems are, we know the mobile operating system. You know, earlier days also we have a mobile operating system. Nowadays people think mobile operating systems only we are using because of this, what we can say, Android and Apple mobiles only having a operating system. Before that one also mobile operating. Without operating system, even if you are having a feature phone, there is an operating system. But we are not much interested to know about what is that operating system. That's why we ignore it. You know, Nokia developed a Symbian operating system for their Nokia, both feature phone and smartphones also. That is happened earlier. And different operating system, like more popular is Android is operating system, more popular. Okay, and it is open source also. iOS is Apple purpose, Apple phones purpose. BlackBerry is a old mobile. Now BlackBerry is not available in the market. Okay, BlackBerry mobile phones, they're also having BlackBerry operating system. They developed the BlackBerry operating system with and next Windows related, Windows Vista 7, 8, up to that one, they developed Windows 10. Windows Phone operating system is also there. Windows 10 phone operating system is stopped developing, but maybe in future, maybe we get 11 or a 12 for a mobile and tablet purpose. Okay, so different operating systems. This real-time operating system is also older concept only. But mobile operating system, again, we should include in our operating system lessons. Again, guys, what is an operating system? Is a software which interacts, okay, or interface between user and a computer hardware. Operating system, two parts, kernel and shell. Kernel interact with the hardware, shell interact with the user. Shell provide a user interface, kernel try to manage the hardware part. Okay, so here it is: simple operating system, network operating system. Simple operating system means desktop operating system. Network operating system means server operating system. And single user, single task operating system, single user, multitask operating system, multi-user, multitasking operating system. In an operating system, in a not only a general operating system like a Windows, Unix, Linux operating systems, there is a real-time operating system, mobile operating system also there. Mobile operating system mostly it is a generalized now, like your hardware is suitable to run Butler operating system. You can install that is also there because based on your firmware also is different. Okay, yeah, mobile operating system nowadays large number of smartphones are development, so some operating system are flexible for a multiple type of hardware and some are only fixed to the particular hardware. Like Android is can suitable for multiple different type of hardware company, mobile company of device mobile real-time operating system, that is already I told. Yeah, again here it is. In operating system, already I told simple operating system, network operating system. So simple operating system is nothing like is nothing but just like a desktop operating system. What is the use of this desktop operating system? Desktop operating system, all we are using a desktop operating system only. For what purpose? To run an application, web browsing, multimedia, like a playing a audio video files. Okay, playing games, data processing, programming, development. Like I want to learn a Python programming, Java programming. I want to develop a program. Okay, so this like a, also this desktop operating system become a client to the server or a end user device, because server provide a services to large number of client operating systems, right? Large clients are there. One single server, one single web server can be accessed by multiple clients, right? So the client is end, server is at top, right? So it's automatically it is like it is end user device. Client PC, your desktop operating system also we can call it as a client PC. I am accessing a website. So who is giving this website? Who is giving this website? Yeah, who is giving this website? The web server. So it is providing web service. Web server is providing this service. I am accessing means I am automatically a client. DHCP server giving an IP address to my PC. So I am a automatically client. DNS server. So you request a DNS server. I want a IP address for this particular domain or a particular host or URL, and you are getting an IP address for that one. So you are a DNS client like this, like this. So server operating system may have a built-in features, or maybe by installing some application, or maybe installing some packages, it becomes a server. Server operating system is having a facilities by, for example, you take a Windows server. Windows server, you can make a Windows server operating system. In Windows Server operating system, you have a built-in features are there, like a DHCP, DNS, WDS, remote access service for a VPN service purpose, WDS service, update services, authentication service like Active Directory services. Okay, so web services, The direct built-in services are there. Sometimes you have to need to install some packages. For example, you take a Linux operating system, Linux server. You install HTTPD package. Then it become web server. You install a FTP package, FTPD. It become file server. Okay, like that. So by you install a named package, then automatically it is become DNS server. Or maybe install an application. For example, in a Microsoft server, you install a SQL server application, then it has become a database server. You install a Oracle DB server application, Oracle database application you install, it has become a database server. You install a Exchange server application, then it is a mail server, then become a mail server. Okay, so you install a Zimbra application package on a Linux machine, it has become mail server. You install a, you take a hardware and you install a VMware vSphere server on a direct server hardware, it become virtualization server. It become virtualization server. So directly by based on a server OS or by installing some application in the server OS or built-in roles or features of in the server or by installing a package in the server operating system, it act like a butler server. So what are these server things like a DHCP server, DNS server, VPN server, web server, file server, mail server, authentication server, proxy servers, remote desktop servers, SSH servers, telnet servers, deployment servers, update servers, update servers. I didn't written all these things, but I'm telling just update servers, mail servers, update servers. What other things are available? Virtualization server, virtualization server, cloud servers also there. A lot of people don't know the private cloud part. Everybody know cloud means AWS and Azure, but there is a private cloud related things also there. Okay. Um, yes, that is enough. Okay, for a servers. Okay. Next thing, guys, just I will give you a small introduction to Windows 10. The basic points in a Windows 10 also will try. Okay, just only 2 minutes break, not much. Okay, because again 4:30 you have to join to the class. It take 5 minutes extra. Okay, 15-20 minutes. Just stop recording.